I'm Emma Smith, and you're watching Leeds Student Television's coverage on Varsity 2024, and I'm here with...
Cailin Pryor, I'm the captain of Leeds Beckett women's rugby team.
And Elsbeth vice captain.
Starting off, how did both of you first get into rugby?
So basically my dad took me down to my local rugby club when I was like 7, and the rest of it is history, to be honest. Just kept playing tag rugby with the boys, then I got to the girls age group, contact, came to Beckett, knew I wanted to join rugby straight away, and still here, 3 years on.
And I started in year 7 at school, and then went to the local club, and then went to Hull Ionians, and then just played clubs, and then come to Beckett.
What about your team? Is your team like very experienced, or is everyone fairly new?
I'd say the majority, probably at least 80-90% of the girls that come to Beckett in the first team have played rugby before, if not for at least 10 years. But even the girls that are a bit newer to it have a few years under their belt, or they've joined. There's the odd few that have joined rugby this year, coming to university, wanting to try something new, and they've really kind of taken it up pretty quickly, got to grips with it, and they're doing great.
Yeah.
So you two both play very different positions, so fly half and prop. Could you tell us a bit about the different roles in the team?
Yeah, so I play fly half. My role, so I'm in the backs. I do a lot of the kicking and the decision making, so I kind of call the moves with the forwards pods, but also the backs moves as well. And that kind of helps being captain as well, just kind of having a voice in the team and kind of communicating all that stuff.
And then there's number 3. It's quite a lot of the hard ball carries, and then like the tackles in the centre of the pitch, and then we've got the scrum and the line out that I tend to, as vice captain, like take charge of organising, of like all the forwards.
Could you tell me a bit about your role, the roles that you play as captain and vice captain, and how that affects morale and the team generally?
So we tend to have said this season we've done a bit of good cop, bad cop. So Cailin, yeah, so you go.
So, if we're losing a game, heads are dropping a little bit. I think I usually take a more optimistic approach, like try and give people hope. Like there's always still a chance, or at least to still enjoy a game. Like you don't want to just not enjoy it, even if you're losing. And then L's a bit more.
I think I still take the hope approach, but just a little bit louder and a bit more aggressive. We tend to, Cailin has quite calm, straight to the point points, and mine sometimes gets a lot more
fiery.
Yeah, fiery.
How did you both get to such a high-profile position to be able to become captain and vice captain?
I think for myself it was last season, coming in obviously as a fresher last year, but I'd played at before coming to Beckett quite different levels and some quite high levels, so I had quite a few years of like good experience that I felt during the games I could bring some like points to the team and to training. So yeah, and naturally quite vocal on the pitch, so I think that definitely helped, because it's quite important when there needs to be a voice.
And so last year I did vice captain. I kind of just progressed to this year, in my 3rd year going to captain. It just felt kind of natural, and I feel like I know all the girls quite well on the team, and then also I found it quite easy to like greet freshers and get them involved, so I felt like it was a role I could definitely take on. So
looking at your season scores, you've had quite a tough season, but most of your losses are like 2 or 3 points difference, so very, very close. How do you as captains inspire the team to push them through the losses?
I think with the losses, the games, like as you said, have been very close, but if anything, we've gone into every game with kind of a goal. Maybe not, so obviously you want to win a game, but like there's more to goals than like just that. So like to come off the pitch like you've enjoyed it, that's like a really big thing for us. You don't want to be turning up to a game kind of not even wanting to play. So it's really important, like when we are losing, that we kind of all kind of play with pride and enjoyment, because what's the point in playing rugby if you're just hating it the whole time? And then with the games being so close, it's definitely been a good experience for us to kind of grow as a team. We've kind of definitely upped our own standard at playing these kind of harder teams, I think.
Yeah, just same of like it was about really enjoying the games, and like some of the games that we did lose by maybe 2 points, we played some really good rugby in, so it was all about taking all that from the game, and you know, I think everyone getting around each other, it's quite a close squad, so yeah, everyone just still enjoyed it really.
Enough with the losses. I've got here that you had your first big win of the season against Newcastle on the 28th of November, with the score being 24-22. How did it feel to get the first win of the season?
I think it was really good. It was a while coming, I think, because we had maybe about 7 or 8 games off the back of each other. So for that one, right before Christmas, to go in, I think, with how close the game was as well, it was a really, really good day. It was really quite satisfying of like the hard work was like paying off after that first semester.
Yeah, and it was at home, so it was just a good like morale boost to go into a new year with.
Going into Varsity, if you could reflect on the season in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Reflecting on the season we've just had.
Yeah.
I think it's quite intense.
Intense, optimism, one more.
It's been fun, like enjoyable.
Yeah, enjoyable.
We're going to talk more about Varsity now. How are you feeling about Varsity and playing at the very famous in Leeds Headingley Stadium?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's always a really good atmosphere with all the kind of the rivalry between Uni of Leeds and Leeds Beckett, and everyone, all the teams are at the stadium, the fans. It's just like kind of really quite electric and exciting, which is always really fun to play on a really nice pitch as well with fans, parents and family and friends. So, yeah.
How deep do you think the rivalry goes? Like, how can you describe the rivalry between Uni of and Leeds Beckett?
Yeah, I think it's quite. I think we all feel at Beckett quite passionate about the rivalry in the Varsity event. Everyone's very excited, but yeah, I think it adds a bit more of the excitement because it's against Uni of.
I think passionate's a great word. It adds more fire to like the intent, to the need to win, and like the determination that we have going into Varsity, because it's just such a big event and it's against Uni of Leeds. It's just really exciting.
What are you doing to prepare for Varsity? Like, are you putting in new techniques and you're practicing?
The past couple of weeks after, like I said, we had a quite intense game block, and we've been doing some good things as a team. So we've done a boxing session this week, and last week we done like it was like fitness type classes. So we've sort of been mixing up the S&C side of things while still really training hard like on the rugby side of things, and I'm sure that'll just progress and intensify as we get on the lead up to Varsity, where we really start to knuckle down on some technical stuff and maybe some nice moves.
Yeah, definitely. We'll play, well, we're going to play what we know, but in the kind of block that we start, the 6 weeks going up to Varsity, we're definitely going to like add little bits to it just to make it perfect.
What advice would you give to a fresher on your team, such as Amelia, ahead of the Varsity game?
I just think really enjoy it. I think you tend to, there's all this build up, and then on the day, sort of the game day nerves kick in, and you know, you're focusing on maybe supporting, because our game's often later, supporting like some other teams as well. I think you can sometimes get caught up in the day, and then it's all done, and you know, it's the end of the day. So I think really just like living in the moment and enjoying it, and enjoying the little things like the warm up and half time, and so yeah, just take it all in.
I'd agree with that. Just enjoy it. Whatever the result is, I think it's a great opportunity, so just have fun.
And finally, to finish off with a bit of a fun question, what has been your favourite social of the year so far?
I liked the one recently where what were we dressed as, like we were zoo animals.
Oh, I enjoyed that one.
So
It
yeah,
was like zookeepers, animals, and the freshers were.
not sure. I was a leopard, and so I painted all my face leopard colours, and it was just a good social. We had some good games in there, like apple bobbing and stuff like that, but with different kind of foods.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. I think that one's been my favourite session.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, and all the best of luck for Varsity.
Thank you.